talk about everything to my audience before. I'd rather just go ahead and, it's kind of like a blackmail situation almost. Just put the gun to your own head.
This is what I've been
just tell everybody what you've done. Be as honest
Mate.
as you remember. Say everything that you know, and then you don't have to have a good memory, and nobody can blindside you with anything. And then hopefully the other part of it was, hopefully these other people now will see that, take responsibility, get the help they need, because substance-wise, a lot of them are in way, way worse shape than I've ever been.
Yeah.
And then hopefully they can see that and go, okay, we'll take responsibility in this and that. So when I saw people not taking responsibility, it upset me, but it also broke my heart. And people started asking me to go on their shows, and I said yes to one booking, and then I said yes to another booking. Before I know it, I'm doing Ethan Ralph's show and Alex Stein's show today back to back, and then I'm doing my evening show. And, I talked to my therapist today. I talked to my lawyer today. I talked to the detective today. It's just so much of this is invading so much of my life, and I'm allowing it in, that I have to dial back my involvement in it a little bit. I have no problem talking about it on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem talking about these affidavits, and we'll talk about that tonight. I've got some clips to show you. I have no problem keeping you abreast on what's going on in my life, and this Rekieta thing is basically my life at this point.
Not much. You can't get away from it.
Right. I can't get away from it.
It's not going anywhere.
So I'll talk about it on my own show, but I have to be done doing other people's shows for a couple reasons. One, it's time consuming.
Yeah.
Two, I have to repeat myself a fucking lot, and I hate it. Three, it's a bad look. It looks like you're doing the circuit. It looks like you're doing a circuit to do as many shows as you can, and that's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I will be honest with you guys, mentally off the air, I'm having a hard time with all this. I'm scatterbrained as all shit. And until today, I didn't realize how many yeses I was giving people. And so I got to cut it off. I got to just do my own show, talk about it in a way that I'm comfortable, because I've unveiled everything now. I've talked about everything I've done. So now we can cover what's going on with this thing. And I can have my comfortable level of immersion, because I'm kind of fucking myself right now, mentally. And I don't want to accidentally get like an innocent person who's not intertwined in this. I don't want them to have hurt feelings. I've talked to some people. I've talked to some people, and I've said, I'd like to do this so that maybe you don't get impacted. Or they've asked me, they're like, could you not do this because I'm worried about X, Y, and Z? And I say, you know what? You're right. So let me say something right now. We'll do our show, and when I have feelings about this, I will share them with you guys, because it can be helpful in moderation for me to talk about this. I will say this isn't a show for me. I'm talking about something in my life that, rest assured, when we go off the air, I'm thinking about a lot. That affidavit where they talked about the condition of the house and, the things the kids said to their pastor and all this other stuff, that got me today. And I got off the phone. I called my mother, and I just told her what garbage I felt like. And I have this thing where when I have an emotion, I quick act on it, and I'll send out a tweet, or I'll send out I'm trying to get better at that. Therapy's helping me with that a lot, in just sitting in your emotion for a minute. I also have a very good friend who's been helping me a ton manage that emotion and just sitting in it a little. I deleted a tweet today because I was like, dude, you got in your feels for a second and you put something out there. And really so instead of being public with it, I called my mother. And when I read that arrest warrant affidavit, I just called her right away, and I said, I want someone to punish me. I want someone to, I want something to, I want to pay a penance for this. And both my mother and a very good friend of mine told me, you have to stop apologizing. You have to stop saying you're sorry. You aren't their parents. It's weird.
Dude, I don't want you to feel that way.
It's not your fault. You didn't do that. They aren't your responsibility. They're their parents' responsibility. Stop it. And that got me through that today. I talked to the detective, and then I talked to my attorney. I'm free and clear to go tomorrow and discuss all of this. Mm-hmm. I discussed criminal matters. I am not currently the subject of any kind of criminal suspicion. What I was told today is, unless you plan on confessing to a murder that happens between today and tomorrow, we're not interested. So,
well, I mean, at least you got that going for you.
Yeah, which is nice. And look, the only reason I want to go on record with the police, is because, and I've been going through a lot of emotions, and we'll get to, because I don't want this to become fucking griftomania, and I'm just doing this for money. I want this to be because I'm genuinely going through something right now. I'm genuinely psychologically, I'd say, white knuckling this whole thing.
Very understandable, sir.
There's nothing about this. There's nothing about the sexual part of this that's like, oh, I feel like I'm a fucking stud.
No.
It's not good. What I did was not good. It was not okay. I want to be done talking about the sexual part now because I don't want to scandalize anyone any further. I got it out there. It's done. It's had its 24, 48 hours. We're good now. But the other stuff, I want to respond to it. I want to react to it. I want to give my feelings on it. And when I'm not doing so well, I do want to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk to the audience. I want to work through that. I don't want... I was watching Judicial Mindset, the guy I really like, and he was talking about me.
Yep.
And he said, Legal Mindset, I think is his name. And he said, I feel like Aaron's going on too many shows. It looks like clout chasing. And you can get mad at people when they say that. You can be like, fuck you, dude. That's not what I'm doing. Or you can go, that man only has his perspective. And from his perspective, holy shit, I can see where someone would think that. That's not what I'm doing. I've got to rein it in. So when I said reeling it in is the title of this episode, I told Alex and Ralph, I go, you guys are my last interviews because it's going to look like something it's not or something I'm not intending it to be. So we're going to do our show. What I'd like to do after tonight is do the morning show tomorrow, talk about this, the latest, what's going on, and then move on to the kind of show we do. However, there's also rumors that there's going to be body cam footage coming out soon. Naturally, that's probably going to be a show in and of itself. So there's also, Nick was going off in a group chat today, and people were seeing it, that were covering it on their streams. We're going to play some of that. Here's where I'm at today. And my mood, I get it. My emotions and all of this stuff differ day to day. And that's got to be frustrating for some people. But I've told you all the stories now. Now I'm giving you my feelings. And feelings change, and feelings are fickle, and feelings are very tricky for me right now. I'm going to go ahead and guess that I'm probably suffering some sort of PTSD.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess.
You're having lingering effects from all the shit you went through. Yes.
And I don't want to say went through. I want to say done.
Did. Okay.
I want to say the things I've done. I did this to me.
Yes.
Nobody made me do it.
Right.
April, Nick, Kayla, same thing. Nobody made us do anything. But my emotions will change day to day, and I want to be as honest with you guys as possible. So since this morning, I know when I read that affidavit, I was very mad at Nick. I yelled at Nick a bunch. I was very hard on him. And now this afternoon, my emotions have now become, God damn it, I want that guy to get better. God damn it, I want that guy to get help. I want him to go to rehab. I want him to go to therapy. I think Nick Rekieta could benefit from therapy as much, if not more, than I have. I think he could use it. It's a humbling experience. It's frustrating. You've got to stick with it because I'm learning better ways to deal with myself that I'm not good at and that I've not done a very good job of. And they've probably cost me in relationships and friendships and everything else. And to work through those and get better at them, you know, it's like a baby learning how to walk. I'm sure it's very frustrating. But you humble yourself and you learn these things and you go through them.
When you talk.
He ruined your marriage. You don't need to say one nice thing about Nick. I don't have to. No, I don't. But I will tell you guys this. And believe me, nobody has shit on or exposed more shit about Nick in the last forever than me. But deep inside, deep down, there is a good man there. There is a good man who Got some demons. Real quick, I can't see all these super chats and the fan funding. Old school gamers, $10. This is a dangerous game, Aaron. Mark my words, somebody will end up dead at the end of this. I am trying to avoid that. I hope not.
We hope not.
Nick the Milkman with $20. Aaron, I feel you're taking the kid thing too much on yourself. Even if you're the only one that is owning it, you also left weeks ago. So who's to say things didn't get bad after you left? I will say that. I noticed that too. Like, the whole... What I read in that search warrant affidavit, I don't recognize that. I left 7 weeks ago, almost 8. It'll be 8 this Friday.
And you've seen the decline physically they've gone through.
They've gone through a physical decline.
So
all of them. They've gone through a physical decline since I left in just 8 weeks.
That points to a lot of other shit declining.
The kids being hungry and nobody feeding them, I never saw that. You know, there's the funny, it's a meme now, the SpaghettiOs thing.
Yeah.
But, like, when they were hungry, somebody would always feed them. Like I said today, I saw Nick cook for them. And, by the way, everyone thinks that if I testify in anything that I'm just going to shit on everybody. I would testify to an officer. I saw Nick cook for his children. I saw Kayla make food for her children. April and I both made food for their children. And people go, well, that's kind of weird that you guys did.
Not if you're hanging out there that much.
You have to understand, with what we were doing, we saw each other as family. And you can say, Aaron, that's fucked up. It is fucked up. Absolutely. But it's how we saw it. So we all helped.
Taken care of.
I didn't see kids going to school hungry.
Right.
I didn't see that. I didn't see kids wearing dirty clothes for 3 or 4 days in a row. I didn't see that. And one thing you can count on for me, and I hope some of you who hate me can learn to trust me, because one thing you will see that is consistent about me, I am only going to throw things out there that I myself saw. I didn't see any of that. Obviously, I'm not disputing it. It happened.
Right.
That happened. But I'm saying somewhere in those 7 to 8 weeks, something more went wrong. It got worse.
Oh, fuck yeah, it did.
And I didn't see that part. You know, people want to come to me. I think there are some people who have an agenda. They come to me and they want me to put the nail in Rekida's coffin. I will only tell the truth. What I want is for Nick to get better. I want Kayla and April. I want them all to get better. I want them to work out a deal that gets them their kids back, that helps them, first of all, that gets them sober.
Yeah.
I do believe that Nick should not be able to touch alcohol or drugs, even a little, even recreationally, casually. I don't think he should have just a whiskey or a beer. I don't think he's the kind of guy who can handle it anymore.
It doesn't seem that way.
I think he should go full-on teetotaler as I sit here and drink a beer and you drink your gay beer.
Queer beer.
Queer beer.
Yes.
Tonight, my thought is, I want them to get better. I want them to improve. However, and we'll play some videos today. He's not taking responsibility. He's itching to get back on the air. I just want them to learn something. That's it. Says, I know you feel bad for those kids, but don't let the new gay Fs gaslight and concern troll you into giving away all the money you make telling your story. You need to feed your kids too. Some people said, give that money to your kids. Take them somewhere and do that. I did hear from other people that said giving the money to other people's kids is fucking weird.
I don't know what to say about that's a...
Kim with $2. Again, this rumor just won't die. Aaron left his pregnant wife for April. So, no, I didn't. I was divorced for... Matt knows this. Matt's been my friend for a while.
What the fuck?
I was divorced.
That still a thing?
I was divorced for almost 3 years when I met April. The April that I knew for the majority of my life is one of the sweetest, most beautiful, kindest people. Again, the lesson learned here, drugs fuck people up. Gray Duckling with $5 says, so no Minecraft tonight. $4.99 from good old JR says, it blew my mind the amount of people that were simping for Nick in Stein's chat. There's a lot of people that are fucking they're just defending Nick blindly. And
that's the internet.
Look, defend Nick when he gets better. Defend Nick when he... But I'll tell you this, if you guys are going to sit there and fucking defend Nick blindly, he's never going to get better and he's never going to get his kids back because he will use you as the reason why he doesn't have to change. You understand? So
yeah, be
careful with that shit is all I'm going to say. Be careful. Anders over on Rumble. $5 says, I'm getting really tired of everyone's focusing on the stupid sex stuff and not the fucking cocaine all over his house. Yeah, I'm sorry about that sex stuff, guys, but it was coming out. People were coming out hot and heavy with all the fucking and all that. And I just thought, you know what? Rather than let this shit fester into rumors, let me give them what it was.
Give them what it was, not what they think it might be.
Yeah. Parlock with $2 says, the best lesson is a burnt hand. And also, I would have never come out with that story had they not all got fucking arrested in the same bedroom together. That doesn't help. Beef broth based with $5 says, did the SpaghettiOs at least have meatballs? Yes, they did.
I think that was covered this morning.
Yes.
I remember that.
Oh, MCFC on Rumble says, you sure took down this morning's show quickly. Was that for legal reasons? No. And people forget or they're just new here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm terrible with technology. I don't know how to blur shit out or fuck with the existing video.
Or maybe just keep the affidavit on your screen and not to the actual stream.
The address to the house was on the affidavit and we had it up on our screen. I didn't want to get a strike for it, and B, I didn't want anybody seeing his address. I didn't want to be responsible for people doing something fucking stupid. So there is that.
Well, it is public. There's also,
So then people go, oh,
did
you take it down because you feel guilty? I said, no, I took it down because it had the address on there. They go, well, you can blur it out. And I'm like, no, I don't. You were assuming a lot. My name is Bot says, Nick did messed up stuff, but you sound fake. I mean, I can't convince you that I'm not, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. Dude, Nick the Milkman with $2 says, you left the Rumble show up. It's not, oh, shit. Fuck, you're right. I did leave the Rumble show up. God damn it.
Isn't there YouTube and Twitter as well?
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Rick Link says, Aaron, I've been listening since the old radio days and really thought you had your shit together. Divorce number 1 or number 2? Which one made you think I had my shit together? Really?
Hey, don't worry, Aaron. When you find the third one, it'll all work out.
I understand.
That's what I'm going through. I'm finding that out.
I understand if old school fans come to me and go, Aaron, this is a new level for you. But I would never think that any fan of mine would go, Aaron, I really thought you had your shit together.